Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Getting started a little bit late because, like always, streaming is not easy. So I've got like one theme that's like stuck with a graphic. I can't find the graphic fast enough to update it. Now I'm just streaming a black stream. Hang on, I gotta add a source to display. Window capture. This is going to be called UXDC Chrome. Hang on, we're going to get something up here momentarily. Google Chrome. Here we go. Whoa, what just happened? Oh my goodness, no. No, so no. Oh. All right, hope your day is going well. What is going? Oh, I see what's happening. I'm on on the wrong thing. All right, calm down. Take a deep breath. All right, let's get this done. Now I'm on the right thing. Try this again. As I am frantically trying to get things ready here, let's... Why? Okay. Yeah, something's off. Oh, I think I just about got it. Okay, it's a little bit janky. Oh, I think I got it. All right. Now I feel better. It's like streaming with nothing showing on your screen is like the nightmare where you go to school naked. You forgot your clothes or whatever. All right, so I feel a little bit better. I can switch between windows. I'll still have to probably take a minute to add another window capture, but we're doing good. I'm Adam. As you can see here, I'm a product designer. I do mentoring as well. I'm a product designer on the AngelList venture team. Quick shout out for AngelList talent, which is I think what a lot of designers have gotten value from that I've talked with. If you're looking for cool startups, really interesting problems to tackle, check out AngelList. I think you can go to angel.co/jobs. Hey, Melanie. Welcome. Good to see you. Sorry about the mix-up about scheduling. I thought I was overly optimistic with my scheduling for things. I'm like, oh yeah, I can consistently schedule, and then it's like, nope, can't happen. All right. So that's AngelList jobs. You can check out all kinds of cool jobs: Niantic, Uber, Patreon. There's kind of bigger ones, this and that, Twitch, Medium, Facebook, Yelp, Stripe, Instacart, Coinbase, Crunchbase. Also, if you're looking for a senior designer position, my team is hiring, so let me know or let your friends know. Okay, and next, new contest just launched, right? On the 15th contest, this is about designing a new feature for a site or an app you love. It's February, right? Valentine's Day. It's a good month to think about doing something we love and helping out those sites. Maybe we can give them some inspiration or some ideas that we can share with them. Quick overview of the contest. Early next month, we'll announce a winning entry. Entries are due February 28th. Plenty of time to do something really cool. Oh, I should share the links in chat. Okay, there we go. Link is in chat. Desired outcomes. If you participate in this contest, you're going to exercise product thinking by designing for users and organizational impact. You're going to challenge yourself to design within the constraints of an existing design system, right? Because you're working on adding a feature into an existing product experience. So that means you want it to fit in and feel like a natural extension rather than something alien, like a coronavirus that infected the site. Practice building a lean prototype for testing. So yeah, anyone can build a prototype. I think really what I would love to see people do and what I want to demonstrate is really thinking through what's the minimal amount of work you need to do to test the prototype for what you want to test for. And working backwards from what you need to find out, what you want to learn, what you want to validate, and then designing the prototype. Usability tests. Usability testing or user testing is a very effective and efficient way, assuming you have the right type of people in your study, to identify the biggest problems that can help you iterate very quickly and go from a good idea to a super idea, or a good idea to a 2x better idea. Using time boxes, I want to keep up with this, the idea of setting a time box to try to set some constraints and boost our productivity. Of course, you can grow your portfolio because you're working with an existing app or site. This is a great kind of real world case study project. And then of course you can win cool prizes, money for charity, have a chat with me, all kinds of good stuff. How do you enter? Pretty easy. It's like spend some time with app or website you love. We'll do that tonight a little bit. We're time boxing this live stream to 1 hour because I've got other stuff that I need to do right after. And then identify a few opportunities where a new feature or functionality can help not only improve the experience, but can help drive some sort of value to the business. And thinking about those metrics, pick whatever you're most excited to design. I think at the end of the day, you could pick the one where you think is going to have the most impact. Hopefully that's the one you're most excited to design as well. So hopefully there's a strong positive correlation there. Design and build a prototype, run usability tests with a handful of people, get the biggest problems, iterate on the design. Pick the biggest problem that you uncovered and just iterate on it so you can demonstrate that iterative design process, and then write a concise case story to tell the story of your project and get it in by the deadline. Product thinking, 20%. As we look at the criteria, UX interaction design, 20%. Design system alignment, 20%. Usability testing, everything's 20%. I'll just stop saying that. Usability testing and the case study. Cool, and then I'm going to be doing some streams. Tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about product thinking and microinteractions. What are the other things I have lined up? Dates TBD. I'll be dropping these as soon as I have enough confidence to announce. Working with an existing design system. So what are some ways to kind of quickly grab patterns and understand the boundaries of an existing design system, especially if you're looking more narrowly in a particular area. Writing and running good usability tests. I think that'll be a fun one. And then last but not least, working backwards. So just again, practicing writing case studies and really thinking about what's the outcome that we want to have, what's the story that we want to tell, and then working backwards to make that a little easier. That's the contest in a nutshell. So I did say product thinking is something I want to talk about. And interestingly, right as I was thinking about the topic for tonight's stream, I ran across something in my Twitter feed, which is highly unusual because I'm mostly a write-only Twitter user. I try to avoid reading things on Twitter because it's very easy to get sucked in and just spend a lot more time on it than I want to. But I did happen to get this cool thing. So let me open it up here. So Julie Zhuo is, I think she's still, oh, formerly. Okay, she was a VP of design over at Facebook. I think that's where kind of I first heard about her and started seeing some things she wrote. She wrote a book about making of a manager. You can follow Julie. Let's follow her and check out her thoughtful, insightful things that she tweets. And here she's got kind of this product thinking thread, which I thought was pretty interesting. When I think about product thinking, I kind of think, I think there's something that's a little bit more holistic than the kinds of things that we thought about when we called ourselves UX designers. And people still do, right? There's all these titles: UX designer, UX UI designer, product designer. And I think the product designer part, unlike an industrial or physical product designer, I think the product designer part is really about this. It's like this product thinking. And Julie posits that great designers are strong at this. This is one of the things that she tries to assess during interviews, as well as many PM or VC ones. Okay, cool. What is it? So she's got this thread. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'll shoot a link to it in chat for you to check out and read. But I think Julie's definition is the interesting one. It says, do you have good instincts about what makes a product useful and well-loved by people? And I think that's a pretty good definition. It's a little long. Maybe we can shorten it up a little bit. But at the heart of it, I think that's true. I think you develop, strong product thinking instincts by using a lot of products, by being thoughtful and thinking about and asking questions that maybe the average person is not going to ask. Why did the business develop, this feature over that feature? How did they prioritize these things? How does this have an impact on where the product is finding the best product market fit, right? There may be a ton of users who are customers who are using feature A way more than feature B. Personally, you might be like, oh, I use feature B a lot. I don't really use feature A. But the ability to take a step back and think about why these things exist, what makes them great. I'd say that this part about, I'm going to back up. This part about what makes a product useful is basically being able to answer and assess that question. What problem is this app or website solving? Another way of spinning that is, what value is it providing for people? And then this well-loved part, I think microinteractions are a huge part of what makes things well-loved or delivers that sense of strong craftsmanship when it comes to design. I'll just say a little bit more before we start putting on our own product thinking caps and exercising it a bit. Julie says, these are basically like behaviors, right? Be curious. She says to have good instincts about what makes a product be loved, you generally have curiosity about how people think and behave. It's like psychology, be curious about people, understanding of why various products are popular or unpopular. A habit of analyzing new products. I have a fun habit for this actually that I'll share. And then an I for seeing good and bad user experiences. This thing that's called an I, to me, it's really about like how many reps, how many different experiences have you seen to kind of build up that repertoire of experiences that you can recall and think about. And then she posits a few more questions to strengthen our product thinking. Critiquing products. This is actually part of the interview that I run on our design team, is an app design critique. How would you help product X win over a specific audience if you're its leader? That's interesting. Take problem Z. What would you design to solve it? Yep. All right, so that's a super interesting thread. I should probably link to it from the contest website. I'm gonna make a note. Here's my pen. Link to Julie's Twitter thread. Okay. So, in the spirit of thinking about product thinking and exercising product thinking, I'm going to pull up Product Hunt. And the reason, I'll put this link in chat. The reason I'm pulling up Product Hunt is because I think it's a really fascinating way to look at things that are new, and also range from like very, very early ideas where it's very bare bones. Maybe it's highly functional, but not necessarily delightful or a lovable experience. Usually a lot of opportunities in different directions that products can go. So let's see, today we have Lucky Carrot, make employees super engaged, recognized, and appreciated. Pitch a date, your own version of Bachelorette. Dollar Flight Club, join 1 million people. Oh, this one's a promoted post. Hidden tools, hand curated tools, founder content, grow surf, start pack, one-stop shop to launch a US LLC. That's kind of interesting. I'm actually curious about this one. How come I can't open it in a new window? There we go. Digital art. Let's check this out. And let's look at this Lucky Carrot one as well. The top one can also use Product Hunt's popularity and voting to give you a signal about things that might be stronger in terms of demonstrating your product thinking. So I'm not going to go through a huge full app critique because we don't have time, but let's just look at this real quickly. Turn your idea into a LLC business from anywhere in the world. Cool. So you can, no matter where you are in the world, you can create a US LLC business. It sounds like it's literally going to walk you through the process. I wish it would say something about how much it costs. I know this is something that I've considered doing in the past, just setting up an LLC, and I haven't yet. What is this? Okay, this is world-class support. Some social proof, kind of trust signals. Interesting. So there's clearly a lot of strong social proof signals and some transparency and things about service and things. Features, it gives you a US bank account, US mailing address. Seems like this is largely pitched as something that's for people outside of the US, which I think is interesting. It does say help US, but the focus on this US stuff, I suppose that's, yeah, I suppose you kind of have to do that to market to the non-US customers. I'd be curious about where they're finding the most traction. Is this, it seems to be kind of a focus, right? From anywhere in the world, it seems like a very remote work idea, something that can support, hey, you can work from anywhere in the world. You can even start a US LLC business, limited liability from anywhere. Trying to see where, does it say where these people are? France, India, London, Ukraine. All these people they're focusing seem to be outside of the US. So for me, that's my biggest question. As a US citizen, is this the best way to set up an LLC, or is there something better? I'm curious to know why they try to cover both paths and don't present kind of custom paths for individuals in either of those groups. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Like, one of the other things I try to look at and think about is just like the experience. There's a lot of stuff going on here. We've got images, we've got buttons, we've got text, we've got logos, we've got this huge like chat thing that starts coming up immediately. We've got this animated banner flying all over. We've got the cookie banner. There's a lot going on here. So I think that's part of it. Starts to get a little bit less dense, but I feel like this kind of product could benefit from a really simple storytelling. And maybe that's what we get from the video. I'm not going to watch the video now, but this is something that I would want to look at to assess what's going on. Also, looking at the navigation can often tell you a lot about what the business values, right? Or what it sees, or how the business believes users value the site and information, right? Wall of love, that's the first thing. Rewards, why start pack? And you've got a whole bunch of stuff. Products, frequently asked questions, talk to a human. That's pretty interesting. Calling out this ability to connect with an actual human being, like talk to someone, live chat, WhatsApp, email. It's definitely a differentiator that I'm seeing. Then pricing's buried right over here. Let's just see what that looks like. Who cares? Oh, interesting. It's not a one-time cost. And I think that makes sense. I think LLCs have annual costs. Basic plus a Wyoming fee. Form in 6 to 7 business days. What's this plus $100 Wyoming fee? I guess these, oh, I see. You can pick where your LLC is incorporated. So you could do like a Delaware. I know it was really popular. $90 fees, and then you can see different fees. What about California? Wow, California is cheaper, even cheaper. Although there may be, there's different advantages to understanding which state you choose to form your LLC. So I think that's really interesting. I feel like in Silicon Valley here, kind of what I've been exposed to, or my impression is that Delaware has significant benefits. It doesn't look like there's any options for choosing what those benefits are or learning about those. So that's interesting. I wonder why does it default to Wyoming? I have no clue. Anywho, you can do that kind of thing. Just picking through an app, trying to think about who are the customers. What's the business trying to do? How do they make money? What's important to the business? What's important to customers, right? Like being able to understand the differences. Like if it's just all things equal, like just give me a low cost one, or is there am I really missing something by not choosing Delaware? Alrighty. And you can do that with any digital site or product. Right? Check it out. Alrighty, that's a little bit on product thinking. I also said I was going to introduce Microinteractions, and I totally want to pitch a book for that because there's actually a fabulous book. I think I have it on the contest site. Hang on one second. Dropbox is asking me for permission for something. This book right here, Microinteractions. I'll put this link in chat. Fabulous book. This is one that I've bought a couple times and gifted to people or shared with folks. I feel like it's kind of an oldie but a goodie. I think I read it at least 5 years ago. What do we have? October 2013. Oh yeah. I probably read it even longer ago than that. Fabulous book. It really talks about breaking down interactions into these little pieces, right? You've got microcopy, you've got animations, you've got affordances. It's all the tiny details. Microinteractions, another way of talking about it, I think, is like all of the tiny details that add up to make a really great experience. And so that's something I want to look at today. So for my example entry, right, for these contests, I like to do an example entry and demonstrate doing the work with time boxes and seeing how far I can get with just limited investment in time. And I was thinking I'm going to do double duty with this one. So there's plenty of apps and sites that I love. However, I'm really interested in thinking about designing a new feature or functionality for the UX Design Contest website. So I'm going to use this contest as a way to kind of do double dip a little bit in coming up with an example entry, and also hopefully coming up with a great idea that I can implement for the contest. So with that said, I'm going to spend a little bit of time exploring the UX Design Contest website, talking a little bit about what I care about. It's kind of nice because I know what I care about, and I'm not just guessing. But let's look and see just based on what we're seeing from the site. So okay, we've got like a Black Lives Matter thing to me that says like, okay, this site cares about like social impact, cares about, you know, equality and good things like that. I see this contest, there's like these animated little figures, these illustrated people, thanks to Pablo Stanley's Peeps that I've pulled in here. Again, we've got kind of like a wide mix of people. So I feel like, all right, diversity is also something that's important. I've got language around growing product design skills. Okay, nice. There's a banner for, I guess, the current contest. There is a way to sign up to get notified by email. Okay, so maybe that's a primary communication channel, right? When you see this kind of thing. Then we've got a little bit of the site. Why this contest? Who is it for? Again, some kind of social proof testimonials. How does it work? Great. And then we've got past contests. I think that's pretty much it, right? We've got some actions. You can follow on Twitter. You can give some feedback. You can sponsor a contest. Great. All right. Cool. So it seems like, based on what we're looking at, this site it doesn't necessarily look like it's a for-profit site. It doesn't appear that there's anything for sale here, right? Home, past contests, charity, volunteers. So what else is this? What is this site interested in? The creator or owner of this site, if they're not interested in making money, what are they interested in doing? I mean, I see right here, talks about growing UX, UI, and product design skills. So I think that's a good place to think about impact. What are some features or additional functionality that could further help this site deliver this impact, helping people grow as designers, as their skills, right? Right now, it looks like the only way to do it is by looking at a past contest, I guess. Well, the current contest, always, obviously. Participate in the current contest, or check out a past contest and kind of dig in. What do you have to do? You have to go dig in. I mean, you can look around. You could go look at the winning entry. You can see, I guess, in the latest contest, I started pulling in other entries. It's nice. There are some videos that didn't get linked up because no time. And then there are these tools and resources section. So I think that's kind of interesting that I'm noticing, is that there are some things within the contest page itself that might be interesting at a higher level, that if they were more discoverable, could be valuable to designers who are just stopping by and seeing the site. So I'm going to start making a short list. I've just got I had some blank paper. I'm just going to start writing down a couple of thoughts. So I'm going to call it the business. I know it's not a business. We talked about how we don't see any evidence that this is a business, but just for the sake of simplification, I'm just going to refer to it as the business, because I'm expecting that many of the apps or sites that you love are, in fact, businesses. So business goals seems to be like impact. So things that I expect this business cares about is like increasing the number of visitors, right? So having more people actually come to this site and discover it. I think they're also interested in connecting designers with the current contest, right? Or increasing participation is maybe an easier way of saying that. Increasing contest participation. This idea of social impact and encouraging people to donate to causes that this site cares about, that also seems to be something. So I'm going to add that as well. Increasing donations to important social causes. Cool. So, in just looking at those three, I guess I can ask in chat, does anyone have any other ideas when they look at this site? What are some things they're thinking that the business or the site owners are interested in increasing or improving? If you have some other ideas, let me know. I see a couple more actually. And that is sponsor a contest down here, which is interesting because I had a phone call recently with someone who might become a potential sponsor of a contest. So that would be pretty exciting. Increasing number of sponsored contests. Cool. I mean, that's a short set of things thinking about from the business perspective. What about from a user or customer perspective? So let's step into the shoes of how do people get here, right? Probably they got here from the first time, probably from a Google search, right? Unless they had like met me or know me personally. I think the first way is that people are finding this through a search. So if I do UX design, let me just try UX design challenge, see if we even come up for that. Interesting. I mean, granted, I am logged in to this account and I literally have it open in another tab. So I don't know how much that weighs on things. I'd have to open up a new browser in an incognito mode to see if we rank there. And I don't have an easy way of, I don't have a super fast way of showing me doing that, but I'm just curious. Okay. So it does kind of show up there. So this would be one of the ways, like people are looking for challenge. Why might someone search this keyword, UX design challenge? Why would someone search that? The first thing that comes to my mind is someone is looking either to gain practice or to build out their portfolio. So like practice, develop skills, grow project portfolio. What's uxchallenge.co? Now I'm curious to see, we should check out the competition as well. Other reasons or ideas that you think someone might be searching for a UX design challenge. Practicing, developing skills, growing project portfolio. I suppose it could be people who are like design curious, right? Maybe they've heard something, they're in a different industry or currently in a different career and interested in exploring. Ironically, I think the whole contest and the idea of like people looking for this because they want to participate in contests or win contests and accolades, I think is actually fairly low. That's my impression based on what I've heard from people when they tell me how they discovered the site when they participate in contests and kind of what's motivating them. That actually tends to be on the lower end, which is kind of interesting. All right. And so I've got this little short list, and the next thing I'm doing here, I have a short list right on my piece of paper. I'm going through and I'm trying to look at the business goals and the designer goals that I've come up with. And I'm looking for overlap and kind of inspiration, like increasing contest participation definitely maps well to practicing and developing skills and growing project portfolio. Sponsored contests, assuming that sponsored contests has a higher real world component to it, that one as well stands out to me as something maybe even more focused on the growing the project portfolio than necessarily practicing or developing skills. All right, with that in mind, I actually want to I'm going to take a little tangent. I want to open these top 3 results for UX Design Challenge. I just want to take a quick look at them. Let me actually open them up in the order they were. First, it's this UX Design CC. And then it's the blog. And then it's UX Challenges. 10 UX UI challenges for the uninspired and the unemployed. I see. This is literally just an aggregate of places. All right. Well, already I'm seeing like low hanging fruit. Maybe I can reach out to this person, Devin Ross, and ask him to include UX Design Contest in his list. Maybe he can do a 2021 update. Okay, prototyper. Oh, it seems like to be maybe a similar thing. This is a challenge that made themselves a UX team. I don't even understand what that means. Collect UI challenges. Yeah, this is, I guess, another similar one. Fernando Comment. All right, what's this one? Level up your design skills. So that's interesting. This seems very much in line with the spirit of UX Design Contest. Practice solving problems with UX Design challenges. Expand your portfolio with case studies. So actually, this site actually focuses even more on the benefit to customers, right? Users and customers. That's interesting. Real world problems, use more about it. Finding genes that fit when pets are home alone. Transportation, productivity. It seems like they try to cover a variety of industries. So I think maybe the takeaway that I'm getting is people are looking for, I mean, this is small validation, I guess. What does it show? 16 million results. There's definitely a market or an appetite for small little prompts. I don't actually know if people use these. I'd love to validate it. Like, I think they're cute, and sometimes they can be like fun or funny, but I don't have a sense of like how seriously people take them and if people actually do them, like participate in them. Finding genes that fit. Blah, blah, blah. Practice for a whiteboard design exercise. To practice, focus on problem solving, organizing your thinking. Create a UX design case study for your portfolio. That's it? Okay. I'm starting to get inspired though about, you know, maybe the contest is great. You can participate in it, but what if, for example, the contest isn't running or the entries are due February 28th and you discover this site on February 27th? What are you gonna do? I think what I'm noticing is that for UX Design Contest, there's not really, I mean, you can go back and look at past contests, but there's not really the sense of like fresh, kind of evergreen design challenges. So I think that's the opportunity that I'm starting to see. At least one feature that I see that could add to the site is this kind of like free design challenge prompts or briefs. Increasing contest participation. Another idea I have for some feature functionality is a way for designers to kind of commit to participating in the contest. If they were to, RSVP, right, and get their name on a board or something. If there was something, this is obviously a very like rough idea, but this idea of having some visual kind of tangible experience on the site where you could see how many people maybe are signed up or going to be competing in this contest. You can see maybe there's even a way for them to connect with each other or form teams. I know that's come up a few times organically in the past as individual designers who are interested in finding other designers to team up with. So I'm gonna write RSVP experience, and in parentheses I'm writing like hype plus accountability. It would also be quite valuable for me running the contest, because there have been a couple contests in the past where I was really excited about it, did all the like support education, really have no idea if anybody's interested, and then the deadline comes around and nobody entered. So it was like nobody was interested in that contest, and I was completely clueless. I had zero signal. So that's been frustrating. So this kind of RSVP experience might help a little bit with that. I'm trying to think about what aspects you could do with an RSVP experience that would deliver value to the designer as well. Maybe just giving them some space, right? It's like a free publicity for the designer potentially. If they got like their name and a little blurb or link. And then another thing that I was thinking about is, right, this goal to grow UX, UI, and product design skills. I feel like another missed opportunity for the site or additional features and functionality could be something like tools and resources. A tools and resources page. I think that I'm almost thinking of like a tool. So imagine, right, I'll just go to I'll go to the current contest. So I have this list of tools and resources that I think will help people with the current contest. This book, the Microinteractions I talked about, I'm going to plug Julie's Twitter thread on product thinking. I think will be cool. I've got some UI design tool links. I've got some prototyping links, and I've got some super powered document links as well. So I'm envisioning, a way to get this kind of information, but also keeping it constrained. I think one of the things that frustrates me about things like this, it's like, 10 UX UI design challenges, 10 prototyping tools, 35 UI design tools, 199 color palettes. It's just like, it's so overwhelming. It's just, you really just want like, hey, just tell me like which one I should use. Here's what I'm looking for. Here's my computer, here's my setup, here's my operating system or whatever constraints. Here are some tools I'm familiar with. So maybe something that's similar or like another tool that I use. So maybe it can be kind of a recommendation tool. recommendation tool resources. I think could be cool. Like being able to tap into designers' goals. I want to do X super fast. Here's a a few clear recommendations. It's not 30, it's like 3 things. So we're just coming up on time in a little bit, and I've already got 3, I think, interesting directions. And if I can open up my favorite design tool. Actually, I really should use yeah, we'll use this. Bear with me one moment, please. I'm going to Sketch UXDC 15. There we go. And now let me shape it so it looks nice. Cool. So I'm going to capture some of these ideas. I'm going to save this. I'll save it in a minute. Great. All right. So UXDC is the site I'm signing for. Feature ideas. One is this series of fresh, evergreen design challenges. Challenges. It's kind of interesting. I can write right over. Okay. RSVP experience for contests. It's like hype, accountability, free publicity. And then the third one I talked about was it's tools and resources, but kind of more than that, right? Recommendation experience. My goal as a designer is X. Tell me 3 tools, resources that will help save me time. Great. We didn't explore, I know I mentioned microinteractions and how important they are, and small things like they include copy and interactions. In the last few minutes, I think I'll just talk about those by maybe just exploring some and showing some off. I think I've done it here. So here's like a small little thing. I believe the popular term for this is skip link. And it's great for accessibility and people who are using screen readers. So I'll show you what happens. I'm using Tab on my keyboard. Oh, I did that whole thing without switching my screen over to Sketch, didn't I? Sorry about that. I just wrote down my ideas. I can show you really quickly. Oh, where is that? Actually isn't showing up, and I don't know why. All right, scratch that. Let's wrap up with microinteraction. So anyways, the skip link is a way to, I can press enter, and now you can see I'm in the I'm in the main content. So I've skipped all the navigation. And just to like back it up, let's say, oh, come on. So let's say I don't skip to the main content. Imagine you're using a screen reader tool and you're going UX design contest 15, winning entry, no from Adam. It can be helpful to jump to things, right? Desired outcomes, prizes, contest rules, how to enter, judging criteria. But sometimes you just want to go to the actual content itself. And for that, it can be really helpful to plug in that link. Other small things, right? I have this UX design. I have a little home icon where on hover or on focus, it appears and helps tell the story, hopefully, that, oh, this is going to take you back home. I don't actually have anything that says home here. It's kind of a small thing. I'm trying to leverage the familiarity of clicking on a logo or a site name to go back home, and I've got a little home showing up. That's another thing would be the little indicator, right? So as you're scrolling down and you see the different sections, it's a little bit different than highlighting one of the, actually could do a little bit more in terms of microinteractions in creating more contrast between the label and other labels. But the little marker does a decent job of that as well. Yeah, just, I mean, even like clicking, even the links, one thing that's nice is because it has this background, it gives it a larger hit target, right? So it's like people will have more confidence. Oh, great, I can click right here and get to contest rules. Versus if I didn't have any sort of background, I would expect that people are probably going to be mousing much closer over to the labels, kind of thing. What else can I pick out? I mean, this is a little micro interaction. Hopefully it gets you interested in like clicking on this thing. Right now it's just a placeholder entry. But if we look at a previous contest, like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna go here. Got it. That's what it's gonna do. What other things do I have going on here as far as interactions go? Not a whole lot else that I'm pulling out and seeing. I'll switch over in my last minute to my personal website, where something that I did not too long ago was really thinking about this navigation and how to get out of the way. So I have this navigation that hides, and then if you start scrolling up, oh, you'll get it back. Because one of the common reasons that people scroll up is to access navigation. So it's kind of nice, like as long as you're following the path that's laid out and kind of scrolling down, you get to focus on that without any distractions. And then when you're ready to do something different, you can go back up and you can learn about that experience pretty easily as well. So that's another kind of little micro interaction and decision there that's going on. It's kind of interesting. I mean, this one is this like animated images is largely just to create some visual interest. I've got animations that come in as well. Again, just make it feel a little bit more dynamic, get people a little bit more curious. Even choosing to use like different colors and trying to do theme sections in colors, using purple for checkboxes. These are small things as well. Using non-standard like emoji for checkboxes, another like small little thing. Here's another little micro interaction, like calling out with this dashed line that there's something going on here, having a little tooltip, and I think if I check, yeah, that tooltip is accessible by keyboard as well, which is nice. Oh, here's another little one. The top, right? Having a way to easily jump to the top in case you've gone down and can't get back. So those are a handful of like little micro interactions that I'm maybe a little bit more intimately familiar with. I'll be curious to see what kinds of examples stand out for you as well in your experience. Let me check chat real quick before we wrap up. Melanie's saying, hey, what if the contest page announced that you are currently streaming? Oh, that is, that's wonderful. I actually I had it set up on my own personal website, but I don't have it playing here. Yeah, why isn't this stream on this website? I think I can even embed that. That's pretty genius, Melanie. I'm gonna have to add that and give you a big kudos and thank you for that one. Embed live stream when active. It would be really helpful if I can have consistency around the schedule to make that happen. But I'm gonna prioritize that one as well and think about how to make that happen. Even if it's just adding a static video. I mean, honestly, I think I always tell people I think video is one of the biggest things, the biggest small things that apps and products can do. I mean, we see it in this start pack, right? We start out with a video here. We've got these, I think these are actual videos right down below. There's something just so compelling about watching a video of someone talking. It's a much more personal experience than just reading some text on a site. And especially in COVID, when we're all kind of like keeping to ourselves, hanging out at home, not really getting together as much, I think that's even more valuable. So I'm gonna add that to my list as well. Maybe there's a way for me to combine a couple of these different ideas as I tackle a project. All right, it's time to wrap up. Thanks again, Melanie, for the fantastic idea. Love it. And then just to check in, I think the next stream will likely be next Tuesday. It's a little bit too early to tell. As I get closer, I will tweet out. That's probably going to be my primary channel for giving a heads up about streaming. And we're going to look at an existing design system. So that'll be cool. That'll actually give me a little bit of pressure to like organize some of the documentation around this design system that the site is currently using, and then start thinking about which of these features I'm going to focus on for this example entry. And then we'll start getting into good usability tests afterwards, and then case study stuff. Awesome. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate you spending time with me. I hope you're excited for this contest. I'm super excited to see what people come up with in terms of designing new features for some of their favorite sites and apps. So until the next stream, happy designing, stay safe, and be kind. Bye now.